guys, so first thing is we are finally out of quarantine. As you can tell, I shaved. One thing I noticed in like some of the old videos, like it looks like on the side of my face, like I've got like a patch of hair, which I wasn't shaving, but I really always was. I think it's just maybe like the lighting or whatnot. Still need a haircut. It's a little long, but that's coming this week. So it's great to be out and about. Hopefully that helps with more content. I am going to be doing getting with Jason. We're going to have some stuff coming up here shortly, so that'll be good. So what I want to talk today about is some just common issues on sort of exotic cars or just some higher end vehicles. I did a video a little while ago and just some vehicles I like that have just a fatal flaw. This is in kind of the same vein as that, except for it's going to be dealing just with cars that are $100,000 or more, or at least initially were $100,000 or more. The other thing, I guess, I will do then a video of exotic cars that are very reliable, the ones you should definitely take a look at. But for now, we're just going to deal with some just common issues. Again, this isn't going to be stuff that like every car deals with, but these are just some things to consider if you are going to be looking at one of these cars, some issue that might come up. Also, wore my YO Tech shirt from the old Techer days. I finished the program out in Laramie, Wyoming. So then I realized when I became a mechanic, it's not so much fun to work on other people's cars and their shit boxes. It's only fun to work on your cars or cars that people take care of. Anyways, so getting right into it. The first one I'm going to talk about is the Maserati Quattroporte. It has a ton of issues. I mean, there's a reason why you can get one for like 20 grand right now. And they were well over 100,000 when they came out. I don't want to get into too much about bagging on the car or whatnot, because I mean I don't know, I guess I can't say anything really nice about it, but the main issue with them is the Duo Select transmission, as well as some electrical problems. I actually didn't know this part until I was speaking with a friend. If you get one of the later models, it actually comes with a ZF transmission, I guess, which is in some of the BMWs, so it does take care of a lot of those issues. You still have a lot of electrical issues in that car, but the transmission issues, I guess, are taken care of. And from what I understand from people who have owned these cars is that it's not even just kind of like an if, it's a when, but it's not even like in like a couple years. It's like this transmission is like almost like annual. It's terrible. So that's one car that has some issues there. The next one, I'm going to kind of group these ones together, but the Ferrari 355, 360, and 430, because they have a lot of similar issues. And again, let me just clarify, because I still love all these cars, we definitely want one, but just, my neighbor also, he owns a 430, so he was talking about some of this stuff as well. The big thing, I guess, is cracked exhaust manifolds. That's pretty common on there, as well as the motor mounts. So from what my neighbor was telling me about this, and I actually didn't know it was quite this cheap, he says that you can get them done for roughly about $2,500, which I guess isn't really that bad when you consider like how much those cars cost, but it is something he says that, yeah, it's pretty much going to have to be done multiple times at some point. He's had the car for, I think, 4 years, and he says he thinks this year or next year he's going to have to get them done again. So that's definitely something to think about. The transmissions, if you get the F1 transmissions, I mean, just with any of those kind of like earlier model, paddle shifter transmissions, there's going to be some issues. From what I understand, the 458 is it's pretty solid, but those earlier ones had some issues. That's one reason why you can get a Ferrari 360 with the F1 transmission for like 60 grand right now, but the 6-speed is still going. The manual 6-speed is still going to run you about like 90. Overall, though, great cars, not too many issues, but those are just some of the very basic common ones. The next group I'm going to talk about is the McLarens. They have a lot of electrical issues. It's from the people that I know, so I only know people who have 570s and then one 720, but apparently these electrical issues plague even the other higher end, like the higher end ones. So it's not just to kind of like the lower end ones. But yeah, those are very common, and the issues can range obviously in cost, but just you're dealing with a McLaren, it's not a Honda Civic, so anytime you bring it in, it's not going to be super cheap. So I guess the kind of the last one that I want to talk about. This isn't even like a huge issue, but the Bentleys. So you can get a 2006 Bentley Continental GT for like 30 to 40 grand right now, which is a screaming deal. And I definitely would and have looked at them, like the late night, just jumping on Car Gurus or Auto Trader. The only thing in those ones that I'm aware of are the air shocks, which in any of those kind of cars with air ride suspension, like Mercedes or whatnot, it's going to be an issue. So I don't really know like if that's even that big of a concern, but it's something I figured I'd mention because I do know that that is something that needs to get replaced in those cars, fairly frequently. But yeah, that's really it. I'm going to, like I said, do one after I get a haircut, anyways, on the most reliable exotics that I enjoy. And yeah, so I appreciate it. Thanks for sticking through the quarantine and my gross homeless Asian facial hair. But yeah, hopefully me and Jason have some good stuff coming down the pipeline here very shortly. So I will see you guys next time.